Good morning, everyone. Hello. Okay. Relax. Hi, everyone. It's Rita from Miss Rita to the rescue. It's Monday, January 11th, 2021. And I am here for Cricut Chat, which is our daily Cricut program, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. here live on Facebook at the Miss Rita to the Rescue page. You might also be watching this later on as a replay on my YouTube channel, which can also be found at Miss Rita to the Rescue. But right now, we're going to have our first program of the week. This is the week where we're celebrating Love Fest. That's what we're doing this week. And this morning is Mystery Material Monday. So if you joined me on Saturday night, you know that I was trying to present something different on this Monday, but I have not had any luck with that product. So instead, I'm going to show you something that's been kicking around for a while. It's called Foil Acetate, and that's this stuff. It's great. I have been playing with it for a couple of days now. And I've made a couple of these boxes. There are other things to do with this foil acetate, but I thought we'd get our feet wet with using it as windows for boxes. Like you could see from the picture that you can actually make an entire box from the acetate. And I have done that. And it actually scores with the scoring wheel from the maker. I've done that. But I thought to get started, because I think that might be a little frustrating for some. Also, you'd only be able to score it using the maker because it wouldn't really score very well using the scoring stylus. So instead, I thought that I would take a box and make it into sort of a little Valentine's box and put a little window or a little heart-shaped window on the top here. I made it in two sizes. This morning, I'm going to show you how to make this size, smaller size. But when I give you the file, I'm going to give you the file for both sizes. So this is what it looks like, big and small. I'm trying to think. This one is about 4 inches square, and this one is about 6 inches square. So you can make them all different sizes, and this image is from Cricut Design Space. I also did this one, which is kind of like, it reminds me of something you'd put like a teddy bear in with this little handle on the top. So I can show you where that file can be found. Hi, Lisa. Oh, I'm so sorry. So I did not use hot glue, nor did I use regular glue for this project. What I did use was this stuff. It's a double stick tape in a thin, I don't know if this is not a half an inch. It's got to be like a 1/4 of an inch. You got snow in Texas, David? Wow, that's kind of kooky. So I used this stuff, and I'm going to show you how I used it, and it works great. I thought about, the glue, hot glue, and all of that, and I thought this double stick tape really was the best solution, although you could try it in different things. So let me just say hello to everyone, and then we can get started on our mystery material, which is called Foil Acetate. So hello. Hi, Shirley. Good morning. Good morning, Kirsten, Betsy, Christina, Susan, Mary Jane, Kathy, Lisa. Hope you're feeling better. Aledra. Hi, Sharon, David. Snow. Can you make snowballs? I don't know. Did you get, how much did you get? How much snow did you get? Dietra. Hi, Diana. Hi, Lori Billings. Good morning. Lorena. There's a lot of L names on today. Good morning to everyone. So we are going to do this, but before we get started, I just want to remind you that we have a giveaway going on for a brand new Cricut EasyPress Mini. It looks like a little iron. It's a $70 value. And you need to, in order to qualify that, you need to get your name and email address into the raffle copter link, which I will post again. But it's just to qualify for that, you have to be following me at YouTube and at Miss Rita to the Rescue Facebook page, okay? And then you have to follow, but even if you've already followed, because some people say, well, I've already followed, and there are some extreme occasions where some people, they don't have Facebook, and so they're saying they can't put their name in, but they can still put your name in. So go to the link, that's the last part. You have to go to the link and put your name in with your email address, because I'm going to be choosing the winner from that list, okay? From that list. So you have to get your name in, even if you are, and thank you very much for following me. Even if you are following me, you do have to go and do that. Okay, and then we also have our regular monthly giveaways, which do not have a raffle copter giveaway component to it. So just know that. Okay, so on Saturday night, we were talking about Mystery Material Monday. And I did want to do the printable HTV iron-on material, but I got the light-colored kind and not the dark color for dark colors, because, I don't know, I thought I'd get the light color because most of the t-shirts I do are like gray or white. Well, turns out, I found out later that that's not the right one to use. It is not a Cricut product anyway, so I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board. So I decided that we would do foil acetate. And foil acetate is kind of weird because it has the word foil in it. And you think foil transfer sheets, foil, adhesive foil, all the, like even party foil. You think that it's all about foil, but really it's not. The word that kind of gets lost in there is the acetate. And it's just plain acetate that's been gussied up to be fancy. And I have here, this is what it looks like. It's a pretty big package, to be honest, and it comes in four different packages. It's this one's called the Bejeweled Sampler, and it has 12 sheets in it, and it's pretty heavy. So it has 12 sheets, and they're all clear except for some have these foil. They all have the foil. I'm trying to get it to shine, but it's not. There it is. Okay. So it's got like a foil accent on each of the sheets. So depending on which one you have, you're going to have some sort of foil accent. There is a new one out that I don't have. I wish I did. I'm going to show you the second one that I have. This one's called the Pinpoint Sampler. This is the one I actually used today. That was really pretty. But there is one called Love Notes that would make perfect Valentine's Day boxes that you could definitely use. And it is available at Cricut.com. And you can buy it. Make sure you use my link and my code so you can save 10% off, because it is a little pricey. I think it's about $17 or something for a pack, and it's not on sale. Or maybe you picked it up over the holidays when everything was on sale, and then it would be even more fun and easy and accessible in terms of that. Okay, so I started doing this as a box, as I mentioned. Now, the thing about acetate is it's a really nice thick kind of a plastic. Really, it's a see-through plastic, although this doesn't appear see-through, and I'm going to tell you why. It appears a little clouded. That's because each of these sheets, when you get them, has a protective plastic covering. So here is, see, it looks much different, right? When you peel off, and you do have to peel this off before you go to use it, okay? And it's, I don't know that it says that on the package. Yeah, no, it doesn't say that on the package, so you kind of have to figure that out by yourself. So each of the 16 sheets have a plastic covering over them, which you have to remove before you cut. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Now, the package that, or the box that I'm going to show you today, which is this, it's a 4-inch box. It actually came from Cricut Design Space, and let me show you where I got it, and then I'll show you how I resized it and changed the size because I wanted to try it out in the 2 different sizes. Okay, so we're going to start off with a new project here. And we are going to go to images, and we're going to go to image sets, and we're going to type in the word box. And we're going to use, I think it's in Box It Up. I want to check and see if it's in Box It Up. Box It Up is a group of, there's like 15 different boxes or something here, or maybe more. And I used the one that had the heart. This one. Yeah, here it is. So I don't know what it's called. It's called Heart Box. So I used this one, but I'm going to show you what I did to modify it a little bit. All right. So this is the one I used, but if you haven't explored this, this is really fun. If you're looking to replicate this box, which is this like pyramid box, that came from a different grouping. Let's see. Did I select this one? All right. I think it came from Fancy Boxes. Let me just double check. So there's a couple of box image sets. Yeah. I think it did come from Fancy Boxes, okay? Because that looks like, yeah, it's right here, this one here. All right, so let's put this this heart-shaped box in here. We're going to do some adjustments, including the size. I just dropped something on the ground. Sorry, guys. Okay, so here it is. It comes in like this, and we're going to ungroup it first off, because the first thing I want to do is I don't want these cuts in the side of the boxes. I don't want those hearts there because I'm thinking I'm going to put like food, chocolates, cookies, or something like that in there. I don't really think it's necessary, but if you want to keep it, you can certainly keep it. So in order to take those side cuts out, we're going to have to detach the scoring from the side of the box. So that's what I'm doing down here. I just did detach. And then I am going to, while I'm here, I'm going to click on the, I hope this isn't going to cause a problem. Okay. So I'm going to click on the part, not the scoring part, but the actual cut of the box. Okay. And I'm going to use our old friend Contour. So I'm going, Contour is down here on the very far right, and all I'm going to do is just click on the hearts, and you'll see when we get back the hearts are gone. Okay, but then you have to select it again and attach your scoring onto it. Okay, so that's because Contour only works with simple, a simple one layer at a time. Okay, so same thing with this. We're going to detach. We're going to select the part that's the cut part. We're going to choose Contour, and then we're going to take out those hearts. Again, not necessary. You don't have to do this, but it's just a thing to show you that you don't have to make these files exactly the way that they come in. You can make modifications. So these two pieces become the actual box, and I'm going to show you how to put that together. And then here is our top. Now, this has a hole cut in the heart-shaped hole, which we want to use because we want to use this piece being acetate. But remember, we covered up those little side pieces, so we don't need all of these cut out from acetate. So we're going to use contour again, and we're going to just hide all these little side pieces, okay? So now we have just the top with this is going to be the acetate going underneath it. And then we have the two pieces that are the box. However, I like to gild the lily, as you guys know, and I like to do things to make the inside of the box look as special as the outside. So here's my inside of my box without my little special tip. And that is, it looks rather holy, first of all, where it's put together. It doesn't look all pretty and fancy. So what I decided to do was create a little piece using the cover cardstock and put it in the bottom of the box so that the inside looks as nice as the outside. You see that? And it gives it some stability as well. So to do that, we're going to cut out a square. And we're going to cut it out about the size of the square that we're going to use for the acetate, a little bit smaller. So we're going to just replicate this, or duplicate this, right? And we're going to make it slightly smaller. So we can just do, it's right now cut, because I haven't resized the entire thing. It's 5.43 inches. So I think what I'll do is I'll make it 5.3. I think that's what I'll do. Or 5.2.5 would be probably good. 2.25, I'm sorry. 5.25, which is 5.25. Okay, now, what about the size? Okay, well, we can make this any size we want. But if we want to change the size, what we have to do is we have to change all parts of the box, okay? You can't just change the top and not the bottom, because then the top won't fit the bottom. So what you have to do is, once you've made those corrections and you've added that little inside piece, you have to put them all together. And this is how I size. You don't have to size this way, but for me, because I'm a very visual person, I like it all in one kind of clump, and so I know every piece is together. So I just sort of pile them on top of each other, then I group it. Okay, so now this group, all the pieces are moving together as one file. What are you doing? Can you know how to do that? Sorry, got dogs again doing their stuff. So now it moves this size. Then when we go to resize it, we can resize it knowing that the top and the inside that we cut out, it's all going to be proportionate to the size of everything else, okay? Now, one of the things I wanted to mention here is that the way that this comes in, it's rather large. So it's showing a width of 11.695. Well, if you don't want to use a 12 by 24 inch box, this is not going to cut out on your machine. You'd have to, not a box, mat. You have to, I would venture to say that this is going to tell me I need a large mat for this. And I do. See that? So it wants me to cut this out on a large mat, but I don't want to do that. So I want to cut it a little bit smaller. So all I have to do is make sure I've selected it, and we're going to move the entire thing to cut it smaller. Now, how do I know how big it is going to be? So I'm looking at, hold on. I'm looking at this, and I'm kind of looking at this piece on the inside. I'm going to unbox it and just show you So this piece, 1, 2, 3, 4 and a quarter, that to me seems like a good size for the box. But you can do it whatever size you want to do it, obviously. I think a 9.5 inch width for this entire box is a good thing. A few more things before we go to cut this. One is I want to change the color of some things. Let me ungroup it. So right now it's coming in as this adorable gray, blah, and both these pieces are coming in the same color. But when I did my box, I wanted to make the top, this piece here, match this insert piece, and then I wanted to make the two sides a different color from that. So, and then I wanted to cut my acetate, which is slightly bigger, remember, on that. So I'm going to change my acetate color to blue. So that will remind me that it's going to be blue. And then I want for these two pieces to appear on the same color mat. So I'm going to change them just for my visualness. I'm going to change them to red. And all I'm doing here is I'm selecting this cut part. Remember, each of these boxes has scoring on it. So if you select the entire bit, it will say here line type multiple. So what we want to do is select the part that is just the cut part. It's not removing them. It's not separating the action, like the scoring action from the box. It's just a way of recoloring it. So by selecting that, I can go up here and choose whatever color I want, and now my pieces are red, okay? Now I want this to match this, so I can do one of two things. I can just go up here and change the color, line type cut, but if I wanted to, I could also use Color Sync, which is over here, Color Sync. I might as well show you this. So over here, when you do Color Sync, which is kind of like a toggle next to the layers on the desktop. If you're doing this on your iPad, you would look for the sync button, which is at the bottom of the screen. I can show you that some other time, but you see here, we've got a blue piece, that's our acetate. We have this gray piece with the heart, that's the top. And then we have the red pieces, that's the bottom. And then we have this pinky color, which is the inside of the box. So what I'm going to do for Color Sync is I'm going to just drag this heart shape and bring it to the pink side. And you'll notice that they now match, okay? And again, you can change this doing the line type, but I just thought I'd show you Color Sync. Okay, at this point, we're ready to cut out, okay? And so we're going to cut out. I'm going to show you how to cut out the acetate only today, just simply because we don't need to spend a whole lot of time cutting out. Although, maybe we should do... You know what? I think what we'll do is we'll do this one here, which is the top, because it has scoring. And I'm going to show you the scoring wheel, and then we'll do the acetate. So let's go over here to continue. And the first thing we're going to cut out is the top. So we're using, for our top, let me just show you the example. I'm using some colored paper here, and then I put the acetate in there. And so for this one, I used this paper. It's called Valentine's Day. I got it from Michael's. It's a Recollections brand. I did not get it this year, so it might be discontinued or whatever, or you might be able to find it. I don't know, because they do sometimes repeat their paper pads, but it's called Valentine's Day. And I'm just going to choose, let's say, one piece of that 12 by 12 inch paper. So I'll choose this one, and we're going to put it into the machine. I want to show you the scoring part too, because this is requires the scoring wheel and it works out really great. However, you could use the scoring stylus, okay? So I'm going to choose medium cardstock. And you'll notice that on my screen it says that I'm going to need the single scoring wheel in clamp B. Remember, scoring always comes before cutting. So we're going to do any scoring that needs to be done first. And because I'm going to use the scoring wheel today, I am going to take out my cutting blade and put in the scoring wheel. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to move you, okay, to do that. All right, here we go. So there is my maker, and I've got my paper on my mat like this. I'm going to put my mat in here underneath those little guides, and you can't see my screen, but my screen is saying that I need to put in the scoring wheel, which is this. So this is the scoring wheel in the adaptive housing, which you can press the little plunger and take this out. The scoring wheel has 2 tips. This one is the single wheel. Can you see that single wheel? And it does say 01 on it. Let me show you the 01. There it is. I suppose you could think it says 10, but it says 01. No, it says 01. And then we're going to put it into the maker, but we have to take out of clamp B, we have to take out our cutting blade. So we do that, we open the clamp and take out, this is our blade with the housing, and we're going to put this in, and you notice it has these little teeth here, kind of like a clockworks, and that matches up with the teeth here on the maker, okay? And so you put it in there and then close the clamp, and then all you do is hit go, and it's going to do all of the cutting, all the scoring first, and then it's going to tell me I need to put in my my cutting part, and it will cut the other part. I know this isn't about acetate, but I thought that I would just show you this part anyway. I'm going to get prepared to do my acetate next. So what I'm doing is getting a piece of the acetate. Remember, it has that little plastic covering to protect it over it, so I need to get that off before I cut it. And I did that using my handy dandy weeding thing, and all I did was, you can actually see it a little tiny bit here, although I'm having trouble doing it with. You can feel it also with your finger if you feel really, really closely, but I'm just having trouble showing you on the video. Hold on just a sec. Okay, here we go. All right, so again, there's our acetate, and each one of these pieces come with this plastic coating or covering, so I'm just removing that before I cut it, okay? And I'm going to put it on my mat. My top of my box is done. We'll put that aside, and now I'm just putting my acetate on this mat. Remember to take off the plastic coating. Now I need to make an adjustment on my base material, and I'm going to bring you back over here just because this part's important, and I need to change. So I cut out in medium cardstock the top, and now this mat, which is the mat that we're going to cut in the acetate, it shows as medium cardstock, but we don't want it to be medium cardstock. We want it to be the acetate. So we need to hit on the medium cardstock and come back here to my favorites and also browse all materials. So I'm going to browse all materials because I know that foil acetate is not one of my favorites. And I'm going to just type in foil because that is the official name of this product, foil acetate. But what you'll notice, and this is what I was saying at the very beginning, is that there's a lot of things with the word foil in it. Okay, there's aluminum foil, there's foil poster board, party foil, printable foil, foil iron-on, but we're looking for foil acetate, okay? And I suppose you could also choose just plain acetate, but I figure if it has its own cut setting, I'm going to use it. Okay, so I'm ready to put this in to my machine. And it's going to cut. I don't need to show you. It's nothing really fancy. I have not changed out the blade. I'm using my regular fine point blade. But because I chose foil acetate as a setting, it's going to know the correct pressure to cut it at, okay? So let's see it. It's going to just do this square, and I'll show you how it comes out. And I have not tried this without taking off the plastic thing. So if somebody does try it and knows what happens, then I'd love to hear what happens. I would assume that it just wouldn't cut all the way through. Okay, it's done. And here it is. There's my piece. My cutout piece. Isn't that great? Perfect square. You can use acetate for a lot of different things, as I mentioned, but we're going to use it for the inside or the inset of this box. And so that's what we've cut out here. You see? Okay, so let's put this together. It's so easy to put together a box, and I know some people are a little bit nervous about boxes, but boxes are pretty easy. They consist of most boxes consist of two side pieces. Sometimes the ones in Design Space are all one piece, but I like the two piece because it gives me a lot more freedom in terms of cutting them out. So there's these two side pieces. There's our top, there's our bottom, and there's our acetate. So let's put these three aside for right now. And what we need to do is we need to fold both ways on all of these scoring bits. And do not forget that right here, there's a little fold, and I'm going to tell you what that's for, okay? So I'm just going through and folding all one way, and then I'm going to fold the other way. I feel like this is an important part of making boxes because you don't know which side is going to be going in, and I just feel like let's do the scoring or both ways to give it some flexibility. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's kind of my thought process. So there is our first one all folded up, and here is our second one. And again, don't forget these little, they're hard to see, but there are little, like almost like 1/4 of an inch on the flap. Okay, there is a tab on here, and this is the bottom piece. All right, and I'm just going to turn it over and re-emphasize that score bit on both. Okay, now that we have that all scored up, we're going to match the pieces together and start to attach them. And that's done through these two tabs. I'm going to go up just ever so slightly so you can kind of see the whole thing. Okay, so here's our two pieces. They look almost the same, but they're not. The bottom has, on one has this sort of H shape, and this one has more of like a V shape. So we're going to line up the two tabs with these 4 boxes that are identical on the top, or the 4 flaps, and we're going to glue the flap, which I want to make sure my glue is flowing. Okay, so we're going to glue the flap, and we want to be very precise when we're working on boxes, and so I definitely would hold it up hold the other one right next to it, make sure it's all lined up. You see that? And then I'm going to push down on the flap like this. I put a little too much glue, but that's okay. That's the inside of the box. All right. And if you want to see if you did it precisely, you can turn it over and look this way. And yes, it's precisely done. Okay. All right, so there's that piece. And the next piece we're going to actually take and do the two sides together like this. And we're going to put glue on this tab, on this inside part of the tab. Again, go a little bit heavier than you normally would with glue. You don't want to overdo it, but you definitely want it to hold. And there you go, is you have the two pieces, one on top of the other. You see that? All right. I'm just waiting for it to sort of catch. I want to make sure it catches. All right, once I do that, I can then actually open this up and make sure that it folds like this, because then it's a square, you see? Like that. And then the next thing, this is how I did it, okay, is I took the top part with the flaps and I made the flaps these little like 1/4 inch flaps. I made them sort of sticking out, and then I took each of the sides and pushed them in to the box. I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking, my thought process there is. So they give you these flaps so that you have a nice non-cut edge, which I like. And then these little square, those are the little 1/4 inch pieces here. Now you could do one of two things here. You can glue here and on the edge, or you could just kind of, I glued it. You can leave it, but I did glue it, and I just put a teeny tiny bit of glue, and then I came back and did this side. But let's go around and do this glue just so that it will lay flat on our box. Just a tiny bit, you know, just to kind of make sure those sides are together and it's not even sticking up all that well. So then what I did, it's not even sticking too well. Oh, maybe that's useless then. I don't know. But then what I did was I took these little 1/4 inch flaps and I did put some glue here. This, I like this part. I don't know what I'm doing on the other part. Okay. Somebody said I sounded like Melissa McCarthy on YouTube. I don't know if that's true or not. It's not a bad compliment. It's a compliment, for sure. Anyway, so I'm going to fold in the part that looks like kind of like an H first. Why is this not going on there? Come on, you. Be nice. Be nice. Okay, so if that's going to be my first fold in. And then I'm going to do the sides. And the sides get tabbed in here. Like that, are tucked in there. And then here is our last piece. And if you want to, you can do a little bit of glue. Actually, I don't need it at the very top. We're going to just take that top piece and tuck it in. That glue is optional, but I like it to maintain a sturdy box. So that's what the bottom of the box looks like. This is what the inside of the box looks like. And remember I told you I kind of wanted to cut a little piece that will hide all of those pieces, and that's what I did here. And you can either set it in or you can glue it in. I'm a fan of glue, so I'm going to glue mine in if I can get it out. Come on. Here we go. Okay. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on it just so that it will set in the bottom. Here's a little bit of a tidbit for you. My first foray into paper crafting was making boxes. I like to make boxes, and they're pretty sturdy, these paper ones. I suppose you could also, Mod Podge them to make them even more sturdy, but they last a pretty long time. Anyway, okay, so here's the bottom. So the bottom has this really pretty thing that's going to match the top, and this is what the other side of the bottom looks like. Very neat. And the sides, as you can see, these are the folded sides, so it looks real nice. It's not the cut edge or anything. So there's the bottom. So let's start working on the top. Okay, so here's the top. Now it does, I don't know if you can see it, but it does have a lot of scores from the scoring wheel. And so what we're going to do is to do the scoring first. And that's so we know how to place the acetate, okay? And I'm just gonna do it the other side as well. All right. Okay, now here is where that tape that I just showed you comes in. So this is a double stick tape. Let's see. I'm sorry, I haven't been looking at the comments. So if you've been asking what... Oh, okay, thank you for the... All right, just want to like check and see if there was anybody that was lost. Okay, so this is the tape. Now I'm thinking that I bought this tape at Joann's. It can be purchased at all of the craft stores, and basically it's a double stick tape, and it comes on a roll like this. And I like the thinness of this because it allows me to work with it. But this is what it looks like. It's sticky on this side. And then there's that cover, kind of like with our foam dots. And so it'll be sticky on that side. Don't take the cover off just yet. So what you're going to do is sort of cut off a little length of it. And we're going to put it around the heart in little pieces. So this is it. Easy cuts with your hands. So see that? I'm putting these little pieces on there to get into those little corners of the hearts at the top. I'm just like kind of putting tiny pieces, maybe an inch long. I need some more tape. And I'm just going to do it right at that circle part. And maybe I'll put it here. I'm not overlapping the tape, and that's important because, and I'll show you why. And what I'm going to also do is put a couple of pieces down here at the tip or the V part of the heart. So see that? That's the placement. Then I'm going to take my handy dandy hooky thing, make sure my tape is on there really good. And I work on a flat surface normally, but I want to just show you what I'm doing. And that is I'm going to take off the top, and then what's left is my tape. Don't try to do it with both sides exposed. You will not succeed, I don't think, and you'll just get frustrated. So here I am going through and taking off all these little parts of the tape. And you have to be careful because sometimes it will lift the actual tape, especially if you're not working on a flat surface like I'm doing right now, okay? But when you, like that. So if that does happen, just sort of push it back down, and then we'll do this. Oh, there's me. Okay, it's not working. Oh, there it is. Ooh, whew. Okay, then I'm going to go and take off the rest of this tape. Okay, so there we are. There's our double stick tape. You see, it's very sticky. All right. And it's sort of all around. And then we're going to take our acetate. Now, to be honest, I don't know if this has a front or a back. I mean, you can feel it. And this feels like it has like where the foil is. So I'm going to call that the front. And I'm going to line it up very carefully here. And this is actually a bigger than... Yeah, this one is not the one that I want. Okay, where's the other one that I want that I cut out? Because it's slightly different sized. Poop. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay. And I'm going to line it up. And the idea here is you're not going to want to put it anywhere near, or like you don't want it to overlap where your scores are. You see that? I want it to be able to fold. And this is actually just ever so slightly more, but I'm going to just kind of force it a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this back because I didn't put it on there right. So I'm going to fold it back and just give this a little bit of a trim just to make the top go on correctly. Do a little first aid to our thing. Okay, there we go. All right, so now we're going to make sure that all 4 of those sides are going to fold in okay. And they do. And then each of them have, or actually 2 of them have these little tabs. And what I did for this is I put the tabs on the outside like this. So I'm going to make it go both ways. All right, so there's my top, and I'm going to put the outside here. I just like it that way. Sometimes I put them on the inside, but I like it kind of on the outside. I like the way it looks. But you can do it whatever way you want, because this is Cricut land. You can do whatever way you want. And so we're just putting a little tiny bit of glue on each of those flapped areas right there. And keep working, work around. You're going to have 4 that you have to glue. You see how nice our acetate is in there? So pretty. And works out really well that way. Okay. So now I have, and I put it on the ground to make sure that it's level, and it's going to go on our box. So there's the bottom of our box, and this just goes on top, and we're done. And we just made ourselves an adorable little box. Isn't it great? Do you love it? I hope you love it, because this is really, it's really fun, and you're going to feel so, I think making boxes makes people feel accomplished for some reason. Well, I think boxes, aside from putting people in boxes, I think boxes are great for everything. Anyway, I like to put things, not people, in boxes. Anyway, so that is our adorable, I don't know what you call it, chocolate box or Valentine's heart box or something. There's the larger one. Here's the smaller one. And I'm going to just show you, come back around and show you where I got these. So in case you came in late. All right. I'm going to cancel out of this and go back to our canvas. Remember, I went over to images. Okay, and I went to, this is what I'd show when you hit images. You're going to go to image sets, and we're going to choose the word box, and that will give us all of these image sets. And this one that we just did, the heart-shaped box, came from here. It's called Box It Up. And then this one that I didn't show you how to put together, but I thought I'd show you. I'd show you the way that it looks, because I like it. It kind of like, I feel like it needs a teddy bear inside of there or something. But that one comes from Fancy Boxes, which is just above the Box It Up. Now, we'll also point out this one here called Sweet Tooth Boxes, because there's a project coming up that uses one of the boxes. It's actually the Chinese takeout box. And I'm going to show you how to make little paper Chinese fortune cookies for the new year, and use that little box. It's such a cute little project. And I was actually thinking about doing it in felt this year, but I've done this before, and you make your own little fortunes and you put it in a little paper box. Really great. Anyway, so that is it for today. Mystery Material Monday, foil acetate. Make sure that you use the link if you're going to purchase it from Cricut. It's also available at other retail outlets. We'll be back tomorrow with I think we're going to do a flamingo card tomorrow. Either that or a llama card. I haven't decided. So definitely join me again tomorrow, or watch me on YouTube, Miss Rita to the rescue. Thanks everybody for coming today. We'll see you again tomorrow. I will make sure to post a link to this project, by the way, after the video's over, just like I did. Also, one last thing. If you like the cards that I did for Saturday night, I did post links to the projects, but I was having a little bit of trouble getting it attached to the video part, so I'll do that again. I'll do that later on today. All right, everyone, have a wonderful day. Yes, flamingos. I love flamingos. Hey, everyone. Oh, nice to see you, Amy. Yeah, I think the felt fortune cookie, the cookie would be felt, Susan. And then the box is done with cardstock. It's such a cute box, and it's just really adorable, so I want to do it. Okay, everyone, have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Hope you have a wonderful day crafting, David, during your big snowstorm, and we'll see you all again tomorrow. Take care.